YouTube, back with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe so you can stay tuned in. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about pistol calibers. I got 9mm on my left, good old 4.5 ACP on my right. All right, both of these, as you can see, is from Hornady. On my right here, this is 185 grain, not plus P or nothing like that, just regular 185 grain. Self-defense ammo, of course. Yeah, and this one goes, I believe, 1,000 feet per second. Okay, so we got 1,000 feet per second right here, and 185 grain. And right here we have Hornady Critical Duty. This goes 1,070 feet per second, 135 grain plus P. Now this one goes 70 feet per second faster than the 4.5 ACP. Okay, but the 4.5 ACP is heavier, going 70 feet per second slower than the 9mm. All right, so I'm gonna take some of these out. We're gonna get into it. So right here at the 4.5, okay, you guys know what that looks like. And right here we got 9mm. So we got 9mm, we got 45 ACP. Okay, so you can clearly see the difference. Make sure you guys get a good view of that. Okay, so you see the difference now. And they both the same brand and all of that stuff, but I'm gonna be comparing them and just a quick discussion on my thoughts and opinions. And I also want to know your thoughts and opinions. Okay, so what is the best caliber? Okay, between 9mm or 45? In my opinion, you can't compare apples to oranges. There's people keep trying to have this argument between what's better, 9mm or 45. It depends on the situation. Okay, it's just like AR-15 versus AK. You can't compare apples to oranges. You just can't. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, 45 ACP is better in certain areas, in certain situations, and the 9mm is better in certain situations. Okay, so 9mm, starting off with the 9. I like the 9. I like to carry the 9 for like going outside and everyday carry and stuff like that. Generally speaking, I like the 9mm because I get a lot of rounds. The gun doesn't have to be really big, being as though this round is so small. Okay, now the 9mm, it gets its shine because where it shines at, in my opinion, of course, is because you do have the ability to have a lot of rounds in the magazine. Generally speaking, 15 rounds, 17 rounds. It depends on what gun you got, but at any point, it's always going to be as small as possible. Even a full size 9mm firearm isn't the same size as a full size 45 ACP firearm. You get what I'm saying? It's always going to be the smallest option, and I like that for 9mm because I don't want to be carrying nothing big. So if I did want to carry something full size and 9mm, it still wouldn't be as big and as heavy and clunky as carrying something 45 ACP. You get what I'm saying? Like if you compare the Glock 26 compared to the Glock 30, all right, I believe the Glock 30 is the one that's chambered in 4.5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know the Glock 26 is chambered in 9mm. But those are two different firearms. As far as, well, not too different. Obviously they're different, but the Glock 30 is much thicker and much heavier and stuff like that compared to the Glock 26. Glock 26, some people say that's chunky, but it's nowhere near as chunky as having the Glock 30 and trying to appendix carry that. So 9mm is good because you can carry it around. It's the hardest hitting round that you can get, pretty much, that'll keep your gun as small as possible. Nothing else is going to do that. The 40 is big, is a bigger than this, bigger casing. The gun gonna be bigger. You might be able to get into it with the 40, but you're not gonna have as many rounds in the magazine. As far as the frame of the gun, how big it is, yeah, I believe those are the same. Okay, you can get a small package with a 40 caliber firearm, but with 40, you got that recoil, nasty recoil. Okay, and you're not gonna be able to carry as many rounds. Okay, 9mm gives you the most rounds and the lightest option. Okay, the lightest recoil, uh the lightest firearms, and the smallest package that it can be, and you get the most rounds as far as 45 and you know 40. And but we're not talking about nothing else but these two. I just wanted to throw that in there. Okay, so as far as everyday carry, I'm rocking with the 9. It's just it's I just feel more comfortable having a lighter, easy to tote around firearm. Okay, now I will say this. It, like I said, it gets its shine because it got a lot of rounds. Now, if it wasn't for that, then 9mm wouldn't be balanced out right, because 9mm, if you look at these, this is a very small bullet compared to this big old, look how big the difference is. Okay, this 45 ACP is massive compared to this. I mean, this thing looks like a 50 cal compared to this 9. All right, and 50 cal actually isn't that much bigger than a 4.5, but the 9mm, we all know people saying, it's proven, and the technology back in the day is not the same as what it is today. So 9mm has the same power as 40 and 45 now. Okay, yeah, it is. I'll admit to that. 9mm stepped this game up. They designing the bullets to be way better. Okay, technology advancing, and 9mm is hitting a little harder. But it's a difference between hitting hard and just thinking about stopping power, just the way you think about it in your head versus in real life. In real life, both of these are gonna hit hard. Okay, this one don't hit harder than a 45. 45 don't hit necessarily so much more harder. They both pretty much have the same muzzle, not muzzle energy, foot pounds of energy. Okay, relatively speaking, they both give you the same foot pounds of energy. So that's why some people would say, "Oh, a 9mm hits just as hard as 45. So why not carry the 9?" Well, you see how big this bullet is. If they're both hitting the same as far as foot pounds of energy, which one do you think is going to sit somebody down? A fat, chunky bullet that's hitting just as hard as this one, or a smaller bullet that's hitting hard? This one is going to make a bigger hole. This one gonna leave a smaller hole. See how small that hole is? Like a little bee sting. This one, that's a lot of blood that's gonna be lost with this big old hole. And it's just one shot. Just imagine you get hit 3, 4, 5 times. Big old holes in you this big. Alright? Now remember when I just said that. What's proven, and my argument against all of these 9mm fanboys, 9mm does not have a track history like this Sir 45 does. 45 been dropping people for generations and generations and wars and wars. Okay? This right here, this ain't proven. What I will tell you that's proven for 100% fact is that it's not proven. That's what is proven about this. That's the only thing that's proven. Story after story after story, time after time after time, hundreds of stories about police officers shooting, and they do use hollow points. People 10 times in the chest, 10 times getting shot in the chest with this, and don't die. Still shooting at the police, still attacking, still able to walk. You almost done shot your whole clip. You only got 15 rounds in there now. You done shot the dude 10 times and he still didn't drop. Okay? Me personally, I know a lot of people that ain't got shot with this here bullet, 9mm, and I know way more people that got shot with a 9 and survived. I don't know one person that took a 45 to the chest and survived. Now, obviously, it's life, so there is most likely people that got shot and survived. But it's far less stories to the point where you might as well say you barely even hear it. You get what I'm saying? How many times you heard of somebody getting shot? And we just talking about one bullet. Now, when I'm talking about this one, I'm talking about getting shot multiple times, all right? It ain't no, this is all about shot. Both of them is going to be about shot placement. So I don't even want to talk about that. But even without good shot placement, that's going to sit you down. Why? Because you're going to feel it. It's going to crush them bones, more area of the mass, like more square area of bone. Why? Because it's a bigger hole. It's a bigger bullet. So it's going to crush more bone, and it's going to crush more. This one going to do the same thing, but just in a smaller diameter, okay? This one been dropping people for years, okay? People getting shot with this right here in the chest one time and they going down, or they feel it. It hurts so bad, like you just got hit by a truck. You don't feel like you got hit by a truck getting shot with no 9mm. That's why folks still getting shot with this, and it ain't no problem. They still just standing up and being aggressive and attacking you and shooting back. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that that's always the case, because obviously people, defend their lives with this, and I carry it as well. But to sit here and say that it's better than a 45, absolutely not. Okay, it's better than 45 in certain situations. Okay, now if I was able to carry this everyday carry and something small and lightweight and compact and as much, it's not possible because this round is so big. All right, it's much bigger than this one. So for any gun that can give you a 15 mag, the same amount of rounds in the chamber as the 9mm, it's going to be much heavier because the bullet's already heavy per each bullet. Okay, and the gun is going to be bigger. The grip is going to be bigger. Everything is going to have to get bigger. The barrel, the slide. Okay. I also like 45 because it's naturally a subsonic round. Shoot a little quieter. All right, it is a little snappy, but it's not as snappy as a 45. I mean, as a 40 caliber. Okay. You can get you some nice plus P, and you can. I gotta look into it, so don't quote me on it. But I believe you might can take down some nice little grizzly bears and stuff like that with a 45. A nice hot plus P Underwood or something like that. This a certified man stopper right here. Okay, but the 9, no, I can't say that I would feel more comfortable with a 9 if I had the option to choose a 45. Home defense, most of the time, I'm not using no 9mm for home defense. I do every now and then, but generally speaking, pistol caliber, 45, okay? Guaranteed, one shot. Like I said, I always been basing this whole discussion off of getting shot one time with this. And just imagine getting shot the same how you shoot people 10 times with this. Just imagine somebody getting hit 10 times in the chest with a 45. There's no way they're not going to be on the ground. No way. Absolutely no way. This right here, you can't sit here and tell me that, I can shoot somebody 10 times and shot placement and all that. In real life, there is no damn, you get a small window of shot placement. What's more important is who gets that gun pointed. Is we not made of iron, okay? You can get shot in the leg and be out to fight. So whoever draw their gun fast and point it and get shots on target. You're not worrying about trying to get perfect shots in the head, in the chest, at the heart, and the lungs, and you aiming. So, man, you been and got shot 10 times while you sit here trying to aim perfect shot. All right. Most likely you might get that first shot off, and that might be your best accurate shot. After that, you just mag dumping. That's what it's coming. I'd rather know that I'm not shooting pinpoint accurate where I'm trying to hit at in the heart and all of that. But each bullet is devastating every time it hit. You get what I'm saying? So to each his own. Like I said, each situation has different pros and cons, but neither one is 100% better. Okay, this one is better for concealed carry, my opinion. And for certain setups, if you feel like you want to carry something that you can shoot fast, you can get you a good mag dump in, and you can be accurate and have a good muzzle control and stuff like that. But if you want something you want to have a little bit more power, let's say you only carrying 10 rounds. I'd rather carry 10 rounds of this than 10 rounds of this. I'd rather carry 10 rounds of this, honestly, in certain situations than even probably 15 rounds of this. Like I said, it's a possibility that you shoot somebody 1, 2, 3 times, it ain't gonna do nothing. Now we ain't even talking about the fact that you might miss, so that 15 go real fast, possibly. And that's a higher chance of that happening with this. With this one, I feel more safe. Far as I feel like I got more power on me. I mean, I feel safe for both of them, but I feel like it's less. Like I feel like I got more of an advantage with carrying a 45. Okay, so let me know in your opinions, guys, what you think. All right, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned in with your boy. You don't want to miss my upcoming gun collection video. It's going to be a banger. Okay. I got plenty of other great content coming. So just stay tuned in, guys. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, make sure you always aiming.